And we're back. Nice and quick. Awesome. Right. So welcome to Broken Sword: The Smoky Mirror Remastered. So again, I've played the original, not played the remastered. I don't know how different it is to the original, but we shall see in this playthrough. That was nice. What was that? Less than 10 hours? So the 2 hours of stream. We did 5 episodes there. So less than 10 hours to complete the first game. Not bad. Let's see how long it takes us to complete this one. So, without further ado, press new game. Gotta say, out of all of the Broken Swords that I've played, this is my favourite. I like the characters, I like the locations, I just like the general flow of the game.
This must be the place. Professor Ubier's house.
Looks pretty creepy. I'd been away from Paris and hadn't seen Nico for nearly 6 months. I wanted to celebrate our reunion, but she had other plans. An appointment with an archaeologist. Something to do with a Mayan stone she came across while researching a story. The guy who answered the door didn't look much like an archaeologist to me.
I hope the sound levels are okay, by the way. I've just thought of that. As it's a new game, different mixing, different sound and things like that. So hopefully it's still okay. Please let me know if it's not and I'll change it immediately. Oh good, thank you. That's good. Oh dear. No? Okay. Yeah. Oh, the spider. He hates spiders, doesn't he, George? Oh, I can't say I've never noticed it either, to be honest. Oh man, I haven't seen this scene for years. Where's that dart? We have to get a bull or something with that dart. That's a funny bit. Alright. Oh. We got to... That's it.
I glanced over the books, vaguely hoping to find a copy of How to Deal with Poisonous Spiders While Tied to a Chair. No such luck. But I noticed one corner of the bookcase was supported by a loose block of wood.
Yeah, it's got to say, it sounds beautiful. Like got my headphones on and I can hear that the flames just in the left ear there, and like the surround, the way they've got it is brilliant. Really well done so far. Rush the
Maybe
spider.
I'd been a little heavy-handed, but it was a question of survival. Of course, I was still tied to a chair in a burning house with no means of escape.
Yeah, but we'll escape, don't worry.
With one mighty bound, our hero was free. Now, I had to deal with that fire.
Yes, we do. Well, let's just check around, see what we can find.
In the drawer was a small decorated pot.
Is that it? Yeah.
Inside, I found a bottle of tequila. Normally, I didn't drink strong spirits, but today was far from normal. Ew. Disgusting. Not only did the tequila burn like hell,
Oh, cool.
I just managed to stop myself from
Did you
swallowing
complete
a
it
worm.
in a week? Pretty cool. If so, you could help me again.
There
Tuh.
was something short, fleshy, and gross on the carpet. It was the worm from the bottle of tequila.
Alright. I think that's it from there. And do know we can check that.
The pot contained a
It
key.
does contain a key.
There was nothing else in the drawer.
No, nothing else in the drawer. Check the bag.
It was a stylish little canvas number containing a lipstick, a handwritten note, and a pair of nylon panties with a large love heart emblazoned across the front. It occurred to me that Nico's tastes must have really changed while I was away.
So we'll take them.
They could be useful.
Yeah, sure.
That dart was sharper than a mosquito's business end.
Okay.
But this
Broken
didn't
Sword
deter me
5.
from getting it
Never
anyway.
played that one. Hopefully, I think I will be playing this one. I'm really enjoying this series, so I think I will be carrying on as far as I can
wasn't
get.
gonna
You know.
touch the box after that spider had been inside it.
All right then.
There was no pressure in the siphon. I guess it was out of gas. The cabinet was locked.
Oh, let's use the key. That's probably what the key is for. Yeah, it has been a while since I played this
Key
game.
was
I remember
way too large to fit into that
bits of
tiny
it.
keyhole.
and things like that, but I don't remember all of it. So it's not exactly a blind playthrough or a first time playthrough, but it is a kind of.
The cabinet was locked.
Oh, that key didn't work. Did it not? What did he say? I missed that. I thought that did work. Oh, it's the dart, isn't it?
As I released the lock, something blew the doors open. The cabinet was already open. That cylinder was hot. I couldn't pick it up with my bare hands.
Use the panties.
The panties I'd found in Nico's bag were just what I needed to wrap around the hot cylinder.
Okay, and then we can now put the cylinder. There it is. There.
The cylinder gave out a faint hiss as the valve opened. Now I had one primed up and ready to use extinguisher.
Let's get out of here.
With a well-aimed squirt of his soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico. I wasn't going to burn myself on that red-hot doorknob, and it wasn't the time for subtlety.
First time. Okay then. Look around this villa.
I'd found a piece of
House,
newspaper
mansion,
folded in two.
whatever.
It referred to a forthcoming eclipse of the sun. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be visible from Europe. The best place to view the eclipse would be Mexico.
I believe there's something
I
else
guess
inside it.
I had no business
Okay.
reading the note, but I figured it might give me a clue to what Nico was involved in. It was from Andre Lobineau, the history student Nico had known at college. The letter was sentimental mush. and revealed that the exotic lingerie, as he called it, was a gift from him. It gave his telephone number. Labano
Look at
figured
his face.
himself as a rival for Nico's affections, but I couldn't believe that that creep was in the running.
All right then. What do we get? Can we explore around? I think we can.
It
Probably
was
what the
locked.
key's for.
The house key didn't fit this lock.
Eh.
Much as I disliked him,
Let's
Labano
call
might be my
Labano.
only hope of finding Nico. Hi, Andre?
Who is this?
It's George Stobart, Nico's boyfriend.
Don't you mean ex-boyfriend?
Look, I didn't call you just to pick a fight. I need to talk to you about Nico.
Can't you accept she's just not interested in you?
Listen, Andre, we need to talk. Nico's life depends on it.
Okay. You remember the cafe at Montfaucon?
Sure. Andre? You'd better show, you creep.
Hmm.
I felt an irrational urge to wipe my ear.
All right. Let's get out of this house.
The door was locked. I didn't fancy my chances of kicking this door down.
This door?
I unlocked the door.
There we go. It was bound to work on one of
I
them.
wasn't looking forward to meeting Labano again, but he was my only link with Nico. There was no sign of Labano when I got to the cafe. I decided to order a coffee and wait for him.
And I believe, if you remember, the police officer from this area in the first Broken Sword, this guy here.
Pardon me, but don't I know you?
Huh?
You were here the day I found the catacombs.
I was? Ah, yes. I remember you.
Yeah. Are you still
There's a
in the
few
police force?
reoccurring characters in
No,
this game
not
as well.
anymore.
We've
I'm a
got
man of leisure.
to look forward to.
What brings you back to Paris?
My girlfriend.
What it is to be young and in love. Will you share a bottle of wine with me?
Hey, listen, I'd love to, but I need to keep a clear head.
So my company isn't good enough for you.
Like I said, the sound is really good on this. Like, so George is sat. Well, his left ear is where he's going to be hearing the sound from, and it comes into the left. It's just really well done, really well. I'm really impressed.
Why did you leave the
Really
police?
immersive.
I was forced to retire. The golden handshake. Only in my case, it was more copper than gold.
How come?
I was made a scapegoat to cover up the department's inefficiencies.
Have you ever heard of a Professor Oubier?
No, monsieur. I don't recall the name.
Well, apparently he's an expert on Mayan art and history.
A little out of my field of experience, monsieur. If he'd been a serial killer or a sodomite, I might have been able to help.
Yeah.
I couldn't snatch the man's flask while he was looking.
We can get the plaster, can't we? Or that.
Oh, garçon. He ignored me. I'm sure it was deliberate.
Does he?
The man was still looking.
Oh, okay.
What's that you're drinking?
Let's just keep
Wine.
talking to him.
What do you make of this dart?
I remember a case where the victim was killed with just such a device. The poison acted in seconds, causing his body to swell up like an inflatable life raft.
What do you make of this news cutting?
Orphanage supplied fast food chain?
No, it's the article above that.
Oh! Total eclipse of the sun. Well, that's very dull in comparison. I don't know anything about eclipses.
Tell me what you make of this note.
From my years of experience, I gained a pretty good insight into handwriting. I'd say that note was written by a compulsive, obsessive type with an Oedipus complex.
Hey, you
Go
got
on.
just about everything apart from the ponytail.
Keep talking to him. Have you got
I
anything
had
else to say?
nothing else I
No.
wanted to ask the gendarme. It was too hot to sit inside the cafe. Besides, I might miss Lobino. The man was still looking.
Try talking to him again. How are you?
Hey, you.
Quoi?
I'd like a cup of coffee if you don't mind.
When I finish serving this gentleman.
Rude.
I had nothing else I wanted to ask the gendarme.
Oh, there we go. My coffee's here.
Un café.
Thanks. What does that guy keep pouring out of his flask?
Absinthe.
Absinthe?
Ugh.
I thought that was highly dangerous and outlawed in France.
It is. Don't look at me, I didn't sell it to him.
Do you know a guy called André Lobino?
Oui, I know him. What of it?
I'm supposed to meet him here. Did I miss him?
No, I have not seen him today.
Have you heard of Professor Oubier?
Oui, he married that actress, the little dachshund. They used to come here. The nutty professor and the movie star.
If Oubier's wife was a movie star, how come I never heard of her?
She was big in France. The world doesn't stop at Hollywood. Her stage name was Carol Climax. She died in suspicious circumstances.
How did Oubier's wife die?
I heard he shot her.
And got away with it?
He had a good lawyer and a watertight alibi.
Why would an eminent public figure like Oubier risk everything for murder?
He wouldn't be the first, would he? Besides, people like him always get off.
Do you know that man over there?
I should think so. He's a regular customer.
Look at this. A poison dart.
Love
Ah,
showing the
oui.
dart.
Sure.
It's like me with a handshaker.
It's the real thing.
Hand buzzer.
Knocked my girlfriend out cold in a matter of seconds.
Romantic. Sounds like a real close relationship you have going.
That's all.
Thank you.
Ah, here he is. We must have to get the flask afterwards.
Well, this is a surprise, Georgie.
I wouldn't normally call you. But Nico's in trouble, Andre. Deep trouble. You have to help me find her.
What? What have you dragged her into this time?
It was you that recommended Professor Oubier as an expert on Mayan art. Now his butler has kidnapped her. And he tried to kill me.
Every time she gets involved with you, there is trouble. Walking out on her was the best thing you could do.
My father was dying, damn it. I had no choice.
Well, she soon recovered once she went back to her old friends.
Drop it, Andre. Right now, Nico's in danger, and we have to work together.
So, how can I help?
Nico needed to speak to Oubier about a stone.
Oh, you mean this stone?
So that's what
These
all
stones are
this
really
is about.
important, from what I remember.
Precisely.
There's three of
Nicole
them.
told me to guard it with my life.
Well, it's worth more than that, surely.
Oh, very funny.
What's funny is that your life really is on the line.
What are you talking about?
The stone is a Mayan artifact, dummy, and the guy who kidnapped Nico was from Central America. It was the stone they were after.
Oh my god, you mean I could be in danger too?
What do you suppose the carving on the stone means?
I don't know. I haven't shown it to anyone.
Why don't you just give it to me?
I don't want your death on my conscience, George.
Where did Nico get the stone?
I'm not sure I should tell you.
Oh, you should.
It was something to do with smuggling.
Why didn't Nico take the stone to Ubier?
I don't know. Perhaps she suspected something like this would happen.
If she's been hurt, Andre, I'll break every bone in your body.
No, that's typical of you. Do you think I don't care what happens to Nicole?
It occurred to me that slugs don't have bones to break, but I kept that thought to myself. Tell me about your friend Ubier.
He's more of a professional acquaintance than a friend.
I see. So you don't really know him at all.
No, I don't.
Does Ubier employ a guy from Central America?
Maybe. I don't know.
My worm.
What do you think this is, Andre?
I don't know.
Some of the things George pulls out of his
Got
pocket,
more
like people are just like,
backbone
oh yeah.
You think you're amusing, don't you?
I was like,
What can you
I
tell me
didn't
about this
notice
plot?
it in this time round, but in the
South
first
or
one, when I
Central
first played it, how he
America, let's say.
used to
I
put
have a
things in
friend
one
who'd be able
pocket
to tell
and
you
take them
more.
out of another pocket,
Where can
like
I
they were
find
all
this?
connected.
He owns a gallery on the left bank. The Gliese Gallery.
See you later.
Goodbye, Georgie.
There is another game that makes a reference to this one as well. There's like a cheat for unlimited inventory space, and it's called George Stobart Pockets. I can't remember what game it was though.
I've had enough of your games, Kala. Tell me what you've done with my stone.
I thought your business was simply smuggling cocaine, Karzak. Why are you so interested in that stone?
Either you tell me what I want to know, or Pablo here will make you talk.
Okay. Well, I figured someone at the university would be able to help. So I had a word with one of my girlfriends, and she told me her boyfriend was a lecturer. I sent the stone to the Department of Ethnology. You know, I figured it was South American, so... You're not buying this, are you?
That's enough. I don't have time to listen to your mindless prattle. We'll leave you to think it over. Come the morning, you'll be ready to talk.
Yeah, all the way down his pocket, and then he pulls it out of his jacket. I think when you go to use it again, puts it in his jeans pocket and pulls it out of his jacket. It's crazy.
Do you miss being a gendarme?
Yes, of course I do. When I wore that uniform, I commanded respect. Not anymore.
Yeah, I'd say I didn't notice it in the remaster, the director's cut, but he definitely used to do it in the on the. I think I played it on the PS1, the original version anyway. He pulled it out of his jacket.
The man was still looking.
All right, he's getting worse though. He's not-
Excuse me.
What?
It's,
I'm trying to find my girlfriend. She's
And-
been kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
I think when we talk
Yeah,
about him
it was
next,
our
he's going to
first day
cover his
back
face
together
up,
after many
something
months.
like that, or he gets
That's
more
too
drunk,
bad.
and then we can
My
take the
God,
flask.
That's depressing.
There we go. There, yank.
I grabbed the flask and was struck by a powerful smell of absinthe. a
Waited,
highly potent
didn't see a
and
thing.
legal alcoholic drink.
All right.
Excuse me.
What?
Didn't you try to appeal against your dismissal?
There was no point. It was my word against that of the chief inspector. And he was a close friend of the director of the museum I was supposed to be patrolling.
Let's.
I had no desire to go down into the sewers.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't press that.
Now I had another lead. I could either go back to Ubier's house or visit the Gliese Gallery.
That one.
The Gliese Gallery had style and class. But
Oh yeah, I
very
remember
few
now. We've
customers.
got to pour the absinthe into that guy's cup, haven't we? Talk to him first.
Are you Mr. Gliese, the owner?
Good God, no.
Then I guess that must be him over there, right?
Your powers of deductive reasoning astound me.
Have you heard of Professor Ubier?
Yes, of course.
I was at his house earlier.
If you're going to drop names, you could at least name one worth dropping.
I thought Ubier was a well-respected man.
Why, his last book was nothing but pseudo-intellectual claptrap. The demented ramblings of a drug-dependent has-been.
What's that you're drinking?
I'm not sure, but I have a suspicion it might be urine. Glees can't expect a favorable criticism of his gallery when he serves this muck.
Would you give me your opinion on this pot, sir?
Yes. Very rapouche.
Rapouche?
Hideous.
You little...
What the hell do you think you're doing? You smashed my pot.
Certainly, it was not only worthless, it was ugly and offensive.
To you, maybe.
Believe me, I was doing you a favor.
I wasn't going to waste any more breath talking to that pompous blimp. Maybe I could turn the
Pompous
situation
blimp.
to my advantage, and at the same time, get my revenge. The pot had smashed into too many pieces to retrieve.
Talk to this guy before we spike his drink. Hello?
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Certainly, sir. I'd be most happy to oblige.
You're English?
These days, one prefers to think of oneself as European.
Sure. Whatever you say.
And how precisely may one assist you, sir?
What I really wanted to ask you about was a black stone.
A black stone?
Yeah, it's a Mayan artifact, about as big as my hand.
No, sir, one doesn't get much call for black stones. If it's Mayan artifacts you're interested in, I have some rather exquisite pots.
So did I, until that slob smashed it. Have you heard of Professor Ubier?
Of course. His name is synonymous with Mayan art. A number of these artifacts were supplied by Ubier himself.
Do you believe the story that Ubier murdered his wife?
If it was true, who can blame him? She was an opportunist tramp. Well, that's what I heard.
Have you seen any of Ubier's wife's films?
Only one. Believe me, I was appalled, shocked, disgusted, and repulsed.
Well, you sure got your money's worth. Last time I went to the movies, I wasn't even titillated. I suppose
I
you
like
have
that
an
word,
import
titillated.
license for these relics?
Of course. But that's not my problem, sir. The professor arranges all the shipping. We simply collect the items from the docks.
Could you tell me which docks Professor Ubier uses to import the artifacts?
Good God, no. I can't possibly reveal my commercial secrets.
Do you get many Central American Indians in here?
No, sir. This is Paris. Central America is several thousand kilometers southwest of here, straight across the Atlantic Ocean and turn left. You can't miss it.
Well, as it happens, I saw some Central American Indians this very morning.
Tourists, sir. Paris is full of them at this time of year.
There is a gentleman over there who seems to be enjoying your wine.
I can't think why. It was very cheap.
I found this news story referring to a total eclipse of the sun.
Really, sir? Well,
Hmm.
fascinating.
Thriller.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the man.
We don't need. Right. Let's get this flask. Pour it in his drink. Very inconspicuous. It doesn't notice a thing.
I splashed a little absinthe into the glass and hoped he wouldn't notice the change of color.
Did you put something in
No.
my drink?
Yeah, I did. Well, what do you think?
He did notice.
Well, it's certainly an improvement over Gleese's wine. In fact, I could grow to like it.
Some more?
I didn't think he'd be interested.
Surely you do put more. Down.
Allow me.
Oh yeah. Just wrong pixel, I guess. Whee! now we can go look at that.
I had no possible...
No. Look at this box, and that takes us to the next location.
There was nothing in the case but styrofoam packing, but pasted on the side was the remains of a label. Underneath the logo of a flying bird were the words Condor Transglobal Mars. The rest of the label was missing. It was a label bearing the name Condor Transglobal.
What?
The packing case contained nothing but styrofoam chips. Were those pots very valuable?
The pots are insured, but not the shelving. You've no idea how much that cost me.
Hell, he's bothered about his shelving. Don't we get another location after this? Don't we have to... I thought we just had to...
It was a label bearing the name Condor Transglobal.
We do... I'm sure we've got to unlock a new location.
Go away.
Oh.
I wasn't going to waste my breath on that drunkard.
Oh, okay. How do we do that? It's
Go
Marcel,
away.
isn't it? Leads us to the dock. I need to look at this again.
It was a sturdy packing case. The packing case contained nothing but styrofoam chips. I had no possible use for a credit card reader. It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse. Wrapped inside it was another small piece of paper. It was a bank statement for Ubier's account from an automatic telling machine. The last 5 withdrawals were for large amounts, and all made in Marseille. It was beginning to make sense. Ubier had organized Nico's abduction.
I knew there was a
Ubier
little
withdrew
bit of
money
paper
from
somewhere in
Marseille.
something.
Ubier was connected with Transglobal, who shipped their goods from a warehouse in Marseille. That's how the torn Transglobal label had once read. Marseille, not Mars. It wasn't much of a lead, but it was all I had. I set off immediately to catch the evening train.
Alright, 1 hour in. Take a very small break. Get a drink and things. Just a minute or two. And then we'll carry on with the dock.
It was almost dawn when I arrived in Marseille.
Yeah, I like
traced Condor
every scene in this
Transglobal
game.
to
I
a
just
desolate
enjoy it.
place.
Every time we reach a new bit, I'm like, oh yeah, this bit. I remember this bit. This is cool. Bit I'm looking forward to as well, I think, is the pirate house on the island, I think. Oh, you can actually die in this game. Thank you very much for reminding me to save. Yes, I will do that. Awesome. Okay, I shall be right back. Okay, we are back. And load that up again. There we go. Okay, thanks for waiting. Let's crack on. We're going to try and infiltrate this dock.
What's the big idea?
I don't know. The dog went berserk for no apparent reason.
He's trained to do that. The idea is to deter any would-be intruder.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just remember, he's a trained attack dog. A killer.
Alright. He's not, he's lovely.
Here, boy.
Look through this window.
Hi, good morning.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch. As my dad used to say, I'm not into time, man.
Well, you're too early.
I don't remember that line. Quite funny. He is really small for a guard dog, yeah.
What time is it anyhow?
The big hand's on the floor. Why don't you...
And he's
hit
going
that?
for a swim.
I can explain everything.
Never mind, I ain't that interested.
What time do
If
you
I
open
remember
the
rightly.
gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the docks open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday, and tomorrow is the start of the national holiday. Everything is closed for a month.
Well, wouldn't you just know it? Does that dog belong to you?
Nah, he comes with the job. I just feed him every now and then.
More then than now, I'd say. What's the dog's name?
20.
It's unusual for a dog.
It's his registration number. Security dog number 20.
Does number 20 have rabies?
Nah, just a bad attitude. Like I said, he's a trained attack dog. They took him when he was a puppy and messed with his head to make him the way he is.
Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure, they have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a month.
I have to make a delivery to Condor Transglobal.
Where's your rig?
About half a mile down the road.
And you walked here? Jeez, are you some kind of nut?
Nah, it was easy. I just put one foot in front of the other. Are you gonna let me make my delivery?
Not without the paperwork. You get the papers, you make your delivery, and I get a fat backhander.
I was getting nowhere with the story about being a trucker. Do you know what kind of business Condor's involved in?
I'm paid to guard the gate. Their business is none of mine.
I'm looking for a young woman.
At the docks? What kind of woman do you have in mind?
You don't understand. It's my girlfriend I'm trying to find.
Well, I ain't seen her, and you should tell her the docks ain't no place for a young lady. They're dirty and they're dangerous.
Isn't he lovely?
I'm certain
Very caring.
my girlfriend was brought here when she was abducted.
What? Your girl was kidnapped?
Yeah. Struck down by an Indian with a poisoned dart.
A poison dart, huh?
I could tell he didn't believe me.
Tim, nice but dim.
I have these very exotic panties.
Take
Wow.
them away, you pervert!
Fair enough. Oh, George.
Have you ever heard of Professor Ubier?
Me? None of my friends are professors or anything like that.
What's cooking?
Beans. You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one.
When I was younger, I learned how to cook beans from this game. And he's right. Listen to this.
Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
I'm sure he explains the perfect way to cook beans in a minute.
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible.
Oh, probably it's not. I'm sure he used to. He used to. It was to keep stirring them and don't let them boil. But by the looks of it, they're boiling.
This is the dart that the Indians shot at my girlfriend.
Sheesh! That's pretty weird, but I don't see why you'd expect to find her here.
Yeah, like I say, I'm sure he goes on a little rant on the best way to cook beans, and it's all about keeping the temperature low, keep it stirring, and it works.
Take a look at this letter.
I've cooked beans like that ever since.
Did you write it?
Oh, no. No, it's a letter from my girlfriend's admirer.
If I was you, I'd smack him in the mouth.
Well, that's not my style, but thanks for the advice. I gotta go now, but I'll be back.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And we got to get that, don't we? But it's hot.
Ouch! That's hot.
Can we use the panties again?
The panties would not have been thick enough
Yeah.
to shield this level of heat.
Let's reach.
The bottle was just out of reach. Nothing was going to get me into that water if I could help it.
Ah, there it is. And we needed something. Beans on toast, yeah. It's probably quite a British thing, that is it.
The stick had a hook on one
I
end.
normally have poached egg
I
and
figured it
beans
was
on
a boat
toast.
hook.
That's my,
For
it's my
hooking
favourite
beans.
meal, but it's a nice meal if you've got nothing else in.
I just knew that boat hook would be useful for something. As for the bottle, even if I couldn't find a use for it, I'd cleaned up the dock a little.
Pop our head up. Maybe it's this bit. Hey, dude.
Excuse me? Huh? Who's there?
Aw. No? Yeah, no, it is very popular. My dad always used to do that. Have beans on toast. If there was nothing in, he'd get really disappointed. He'd go, I'll just have beans on toast then. Yeah, that was weird. I want to try it again, see what else we get. I'm sure there's a beans dialogue. What if we
I couldn't reach that far. I couldn't reach the bucket. I couldn't reach the cup.
can't reach anything, I get it.
Couldn't reach the packet.
Box?
I couldn't reach
We
that
get it,
far.
you can't reach. Will he do it again?
Hello?
Wow. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, yeah. That's... So we can, that's why we needed the bottle.
The bottle was half filled with water.
Yeah, it's still funny
Maybe
the
it
second
would
time.
cool the cone down enough to touch it.
Toilet humour. It's always funny.
Now I could see into the pipe which formed the chimney.
Right, now we need to block the chimney. Do we use the bottle again? Seems to be the only thing that could block it.
The bottle had blocked the chimney, and the hut was filling up with smoke.
and go down here. Take everything.
The packet was full of dog biscuits. That mug was a health risk. I decided to leave it where it was. Someone had once told me a piece of coke brought you luck. Who was I to argue with irrational superstition? Baked beans in ketchup.
Yeah, we knew that.
The box contained nothing but blank forms.
Head back down. Now, I believe we got the dog biscuits, so what we can do now... This.
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy.
I do not condone animal cruelty, but in this instance,
I felt a slight twinge of
it's
conscience
necessary.
as I prepared to give the dog a dunking. It soon passed.
Doink. It's fine because he can swim. We hope. There we go. He's a good boy.
As I'd expected, the dog could swim like a... well, like a dog.
See you later. If he's anything like my dog, he will be in there all day. Cool, so we're over the fence. We're in. Got it.
A sturdy chain and padlock hung around the door handle.
Oh, we don't need to knock on the door just yet, do we? I remember. Oh, do we? Yeah, we knock on the door, right? Go up the ladder, and it's something to do with these barrels. Remember rightly?
The din must have drowned out the sound of my knocking.
Ah, okay.
Maybe there was a way in up there.
A din? I'm not, to be honest, I'm not sure. I've, I guess it's just a noise or something like that. It's not a word I would use myself either, to be honest.
The metal housing prevented me from getting to the fan.
I'm interested now. Let's look it up. That's it. So, it is a loud, unpleasant, and prolonged noise. What we got there? Answer that question.
I couldn't reach the blades of the fan, which was just as well. If I'd stuck my fingers in there, I'd never be able to play guitar again.
We do, yeah. Now we've just got to use the
That did
word
trick.
in a
The fan
sentence.
clunked and shorted out as its blades were mashed by the boat hook.
We have got rid of the din. There you go.
Hey, you make any more noise, I break your arms.
That bully needed to be taught a lesson.
Garzak's already mad because we didn't get the stone. You give me any trouble, I'll tell him it was all your fault.
Karzak. That must be his boss. easy.
Pizza.
Pizza delivery? I didn't order pizza.
Did
No.
now.
This is the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company, isn't it? I don't like pizza. Oh, come on. Everyone likes pizza. Maybe he was allergic to mozzarella. The grill opened from the inside. Hey, what now? Look, this pizza's been paid for. You might as well take it. I told you, I don't like pizza. Not even with extra olives? I hate them. Olives are the devil's butt nuggets.
What?
If you know what's good for you, you'll open this door. What if I don't? I'll kick your head in. Okay.
Alright.
I'll come out, you creep.
Like it. I guess this is one of the bits you can die. We need to push him in the river with this thing here. That'll get his attention, and he should walk over. Yeah, go. And do it again. Well, I've got to say that's pretty dumb. Wouldn't you just look up if something came from up there? You wouldn't go and stand there. You would look up to there, wouldn't you? Really? But anyway, let's go inside. Oh, okay. They might have on Steam as well. Have a... Any achievements? I don't see. Doesn't seem to be any achievements on Steam.
The only interesting thing I found was a small brass key.
I feel like I should save it now. Just keep saving it regularly is probably the best thing. Yeah, we'll overwrite it. No turning back.
Among the paperwork which adorned the notice board was something which caught my eye. It was a delivery note from Condor Transglobal, and the address was Coramonte City. It was locked.
Didn't we just get a key?
The little brass key didn't fit
No,
the
of
lock.
course it didn't. It's okay.
All the crates were
Oh, I
firmly
see.
sealed.
Okay. That makes sense. Oh, I'm sure. Isn't there a little kid?
All
Oh,
the crates were firmly sealed.
there's someone there, isn't there? Maybe you got to walk over here. There he is.
Whoa! Don't shoot! The little guy had a blowpipe. That confirmed my suspicions about what had happened to Nico. I waited for him to shoot me, but it didn't happen. Instead, he seemed to want to tell me something. What? What do you want? He seemed excited, almost desperate. What did he want so bad? Hi. I'm not going to hurt you.
Coramonte!
Is that where you're from? Coramonte City?
Coramonte! Coramonte!
Okay. What have you done with my girlfriend?
Huh?
I am not leaving without her. Where is she? He didn't appear to understand me.
But he wasn't here. He's lovely.
Tell me what you've done with Nico, and I'll share these biscuits with you. I knew it sounded lame, trying to bargain with a box of doggy snacks. Besides, how was he to know how yummy they tasted? Do you know what this is?
Peito. Lotseka peito. Inyakot lago inomoto.
This was the dart you used to knock out my girlfriend. If she's come to any harm, I will count you personally responsible.
Lotseka peito fnor.
Right.
What does this key unlock?
Huh?
Hey, you're manacled. Who did this? That big thug? I'm gonna set you free, okay? Hey, come back here!
That's his name, Titipoco. Yeah, he's cool.
The little guy had gone to ground amongst the stack of crates.
There you go.
Just in time. Interrupting the beam of light kept the doors from closing and stopped anyone from using the elevator. But what now?
Box, mate. Want? Take your time, don't rush.
There. That would keep the doors from closing.
Yeah. Okay. Move the box. Why not?
I was wrestling with the small crate when I noticed the label on its side. Danger. Live contents do not drop. The statue looked way too heavy for me to move. There wasn't much I could do with a pulley that didn't have any rope. A sturdy beam was jammed across the doors. These doors were not going to open.
Now there's a little thing here which you've got to try and figure out. Sure, it's in there.
There wasn't enough room to move the handle.
Oh, what's this? Aha.
There was an arc-shaped scratch on the floor, as if a door had been opened in the nearby wall. My fingers traced the outline of a secret door in the wall. Then I found a small round stud, which was set flush to the surrounding wooden paneling. Just as I'd hoped. A secret room.
Hey.
Nico!
Oh, you have unlocked Baldur's Comet artwork. Fair enough. Get her out of here. I believe as well if you take the tape off first, don't you have a go at you to untie me
There.
now?
How you feeling?
Oh, thanks,
I think I
George.
remember that.
How on earth did you find me?
I knew Ubier had been in Marseille. But never mind about me. How about you tell me exactly
Yeah,
what's
that's what I
going
mean. Yeah,
on,
she does get
starting
mad
with
if you
that
don't let her
lying
loose.
stone.
I picked it up from one of Karzak's men in Paris. I was expecting a consignment of narcotics.
Drugs?
Yes, the proof I needed to expose Karzak's smuggling operation. I'd set it up to act as his courier, and once I had the proof, I planned to go straight to Inspector Mou. But instead of the dope I'd expected, they sent me that stone instead. And to find out more, I called Professor Oublier, who invited me to his mansion. At least, I thought it was Oublier.
I don't get it. If Karzak's business is drugs, why is he so desperate to get his hands on that stone?
Maybe it has some significance to the local people in Central America. It could be Karzak's means of getting them to work for him. Anyway, we've got to get out of here.
Nico, wait!
Things? Oh, it's huge. Yeah, just put it in jacket. Fine.
I decided to keep the masking tape. It was bound to be of some use to me.
Funny walk.
We can't use the elevator. If that thug Pablo's recovered, he'll be waiting for us.
We've got to do something. Where does that door lead to?
I'm not sure.
Well, I do know what we have to do now. With that tape. Pop it on there.
Hopefully, the tape would prevent those doors from closing and stop the Indian from being able to call the elevator.
Can you say you can't call him an Indian? Can you? Unless he's not from India. Yeah.
The pallet rose about 6
I know,
inches
right?
off the floor, and I said a silent prayer to whoever had discovered the power of hydraulics,
What on earth are you doing?
trying to raise the statue so I can hook it to that pulley.
Is that really going to help us?
I like to keep myself occupied in times of stress.
Oh my god, lots to talk about.
Okay, tell me what you know about Condor.
Condor Transglobal exports Aztec and Mayan relics from Central America to Europe. But that's just a cover for the real business. Drug smuggling.
What proof do you have?
Nothing yet.
Do you know where Condor is based?
In Central America. A place called Quaramonte.
I saw that name on a docket downstairs. Tell me about this Karzak guy.
Well, I saw him for only a few minutes, but he frightens me. I got the impression that Pablo was nervous when he
Yeah,
was
we'll just have a
around.
casual chat while we're
His
trying to
eyes,
escape from a killer.
They're like a wild
Just have a talk, eh?
animals, like a tiger. That's what scared me most about him. He looked so unpredictable and dangerous.
Did you know Oubier's wife was a film star?
No, I didn't know he was married. What happened to her?
She died. In mysterious circumstances, apparently.
How mysterious.
I heard she was murdered. Possibly by Oubier himself.
A murderer, huh? André said he was something of a celebrity.
Did I hear you refer to Inspector Moon?
Yes, you remember
Hey.
him?
Of course I do.
Of course I do. But I thought he was dead.
Oh no, he reappeared after the broken sword case had blown over.
Oh, she's.
When he found out he was
Why
in
does
the
she
New
talk
York
like she has
Times,
Down syndrome?
hiding.
Yeah.
He knew more than was
Does
good
she?
for him.
Does he
Well,
know
she
about
is
our
French.
involvement with
I
the
mean,
case?
and she's got a French
Yes,
accent,
she's not
if that's what
telling.
you mean.
Still, he got a sudden promotion.
Did that Indian guy mistreat you?
If you forget about the abduction, verbal threats, and bondage, no.
Well, what about the little guy?
I don't think he knows where he is or what he's doing here. The big guy, Pablo, he brought Titipoco from the jungle.
Titty what?
Titipoco. That's what I heard Pablo call the dwarf.
Got the dying bit out. Okay.
Do you recognize this?
Is that the dart which knocked me out?
That's right. I kept it as a souvenir. Have you any idea who this little statue is supposed to be?
I'm
Yeah,
not very
it's
well
a French
acquainted with
accent.
Mayan deities, Georges. But whatever his name, he sure is ugly.
I found these in your bag.
Oh, they were a gift.
Yeah, we
I
know what they are.
I read the note.
God knows what was going through Andre's mind.
I think that's quite plain enough. Look, the little guy downstairs was chained up with these.
That must have been Pablo's doing. I don't blame him, though. That little guy is dangerous.
You're still sore about that poison
Paris
dart?
talk.
Of
Yeah.
course I'm sore.
Paris. Alright then. We've attached this statue now, don't we? And get out of
There
here.
wasn't much I could do with a pulley that didn't have any rope.
Need some rope.
It would be much easier to attach the rope to the statue first.
My favourite is when he goes, no. You idiot. Ah. Not lower it?
It was too heavy for me to move on my own.
A croissant. That, do you mean this? That is a tequila worm. I don't think she'd appreciate that. I can see why you think it does look like a croissant though. That's very good.
I decided to leave.
Want your help.
Could you give me a hand to push this statue?
What for?
This, my dear, is our passport to freedom.
If you say so, dear.
Give it to her anyway.
Okay, push!
I might have missed the opportunity.
Great teamwork.
Nice to be working with you again, Mr. Stobart.
Oh no, let's go on then.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
What was it you wanted to talk about?
I didn't think she'd be interested.
Oh man. Awful. I feel bad for laughing. Very funny. Handcuffs, right?
Nico, I have a great idea.
It's a good job they both weigh the same.
George, where have you been?
Never mind that. Do you have the Mayan stone?
Maybe I have, but,
Don't argue, André. Give the stone to George.
well, of course. If you say so, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Andre.
George, he told me you'd been kidnapped, my dear. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Oh, but it was true. If it hadn't been for George, I wouldn't be here now.
It's not finished yet. Karzak's thugs will be back for that stone, you can bet. The best lead that we have is Coromonte City.
Coromonte? It's in Central America. That's where Ubier gets his artifacts.
That's all we needed to know. Come on, George.
Oh, nice. Germany.
Quaramonte.
Oh, I'm going to have to play
Travels really
4 and
to
5
Central America.
now, if there's a 6 coming out.
That's how it's translated in the brochure.
Maybe I can showcase that
We didn't
comes
know
out.
what we were
That'll be
looking
good.
for, but the offices of Condor Trans Global seemed a good place to start.
I remember when the on the original game when I played this, I think I played it on PC. That cutscene there that we just had used to loop like a glitch, and I couldn't get out of it.
Hey, it's market day.
And I had to just
I don't see any
quickly
cars.
skip it before it started.
Let's ask someone how to get to Quaramonte City.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for any sign of Condor Trans
Nice
Global.
glasses. All right then. Let's go and see what we can find. Talk to this woman spitting in a pot, selling food next to a pot of spit.
Those things are gourds, aren't
Several.
they?
Oh, okay, right.
See.
Plenty of time to prepare and
read the
play 4
footwear,
and
lady.
5. I don't think any of these you can talk to, really.
Hi. Lovely bread.
Okay?
Bread. Pan?
Si, pan.
Maybe I'll come back later when I'm hungry. Hi.
You wanna buy something?
No, not really.
I got cabbages. Buy a cabbage, senor.
I don't think so. I didn't come all this way to buy vegetables. Listen, have you heard of Condor Transglobal?
No. Buy a cabbage. I'll give you a discount on both purchases.
I want a
I'm not
cabbage.
into cabbages.
Feed the goat your piece of coal. Okay.
Have you ever seen anything like
I think
this?
I've ever done that.
Aye, Tezcatlipoca. Put it away, senor. Tezcatlipoca brings
Not
nothing
in
but
general, I mean
evil.
in this game. I've definitely never,
The
in
poor
real
guy
life,
was so
fed
freaked
coal to
he
a
didn't even
goat.
mention his cabbages.
But nor have I
See
done it
ya.
in this game either. Okay.
What?
Beat the coal across
what
art.
was that? It's a lump of lucky coal. A coal?
What?
I would have preferred chocolate. Any flavor, so long as it hasn't got marzipan in it. God, I hate marzipan. You can talk. I mean,
That's George's
you're a
voice as
talking
well.
goat. Keep your voice down. This is between you and me, right? Well, I guess so. Now,
What?
I mean it. You tell anyone you've spoken to me, and you'll be cursed.
Right. That's amazing. Can you do it again? No. What on earth? That's insane. I never knew that. Right, let's do a quick save.
Do you have crabs?
No, only fish.
Yeah, please do.
Nice fish.
Thanks.
If by some remote chance I ever need a fish, I'll be back. Do you recognize this statue?
Si, senor. It is very, very bad luck. That is Tezcatlipoca, the Night Hunter.
I know, but I don't believe in luck, good or bad.
You may not now, but you will.
The guy looked scared out of his wits.
Go away.
Look who we have here. A reoccurring character.
George Stobart, well, of all the...
Mrs. Henderson. Boy, this is some coincidence, huh?
When you've been married to a fruitcake like Dwayne as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl and Dwayne on the other side of the globe in Syria. He was an army veteran who suspected he was working for the CIA, but wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged.
I love these two. They're
Is
great
Dwayne
characters.
here with you, Mrs. Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Dwayne came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Why aren't you speaking to Dwayne?
Because he's an old spoil sport sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Dwayne says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own.
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
Is Dwayne still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
What brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about anywhere. The market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the great design, George.
What do you make of this stone, Pearl?
Oh, that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one. What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had 2 of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended for frivolous personal adornment, Pearl. It's a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I get the feeling that communication with Pearl was like sending signals out into space. Maybe, if you waited long enough, you'd get an intelligent answer back. But it was a long shot. What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Hoo-wee, that's a spitting image of Dwayne's
I
brother.
can't believe
Jerry.
that goat, man.
Little
That's,
less
I keep, I'm
body
thinking
hair,
that still.
maybe,
That's
but it's him
hilarious.
all right.
In George's voice as well. Like it was just in his head. He was just playing.
Look at this, Pearl. A tequila worm.
Don't you bring that thing anywhere near me, honey. I swear I'll scream like a hog on a hot plate.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested. Catch you later, Pearl.
Around here, I think, Dwayne. There he is.
It was Pearl's husband, Dwayne. Hey, Mr. Anderson. Good to see you again.
Do I know you, son?
George Stobart, remember? In Syria? I sold you a statue.
I remember that. Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll give you back the $50.
No, you suckered me fair and square.
Are you still working for... you know who?
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor, and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity. I said to Pearl, if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George. But I underestimated you, son.
I've always found with these in the first one as well, the game that we played, these pictures, these thumbnails, I never expected them to look the way they did. It's not a disappointment or anything or a complaint at all. I just like that there. I would never have said look like that. But there you go.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She'll get over it.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
Why did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Would you like a biscuit, Dwayne?
Oh no, those gourmet dog snacks bring me out in a rash.
You've tried them?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog too, she just laughed.
I've not played the Android version actually. But I would imagine it probably was, yeah, like a phone. Obviously, it's not going to be as powerful as the PC.
When you've been here a few days,
or whatever.
you won't look on that as luck.
Yeah, I can imagine it plays quite well on the phone. Actually, it like point and click
Do
adventure.
you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
I have played some
Sure
good
I do.
transfers to games.
You have to get up pretty early to catch Dwayne with his pants down.
What?
Slightly
You beat
different
me to
genre,
it?
but
Condor
RuneScape
Transglobal is all wound up.
mobile. That
Seems
transfers
like my
really well to
investigation
mobile. I was
scared
really
them
impressed
off.
with that one. So it is possible to have a really nice mobile
What do you
port.
think of these panties, Dwayne?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No. A guy we knew in Paris bought them for her.
Oh, you're a threesome then. Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Forget it.
It's good. I've not gone long left now. I've got about 5 minutes left. I'm not going to do anything too extreme. Not going to be going to the next area or anything like that. I like to keep these down to 2 hours just so I can upload them as episodes onto
Can you
YouTube.
tell me anything about this stone?
That's obsidian. It's a volcanic rock.
We'll
which
talk
has
to
cooled
a few
so
people
fast
outside
that
and then we'll probably leave it there before we head into
Look,
any of
I'm
the
not
buildings and do
interested in
anything like that.
geology.
You're not. I suppose you want to know about the carved picture on it.
That's right.
Then the guy you should talk to is the professor. He was here a while ago.
He was it?
Do you know what this statue represents?
Should do. I used to carve things like that to sell to tourists, but it scared people around here, so I stopped.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I'm terrible at
recognize the design
touchscreen
on this label?
typing and
Why,
things
sure.
like that.
That's the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company logo.
I mean, I'm a pretty slim guy, but
Do they have an
for
office?
some reason my
Out of
thumbs go
No,
100
but
times the
they
size
ship out from here.
that they actually
what
are
I'm
when I'm
thinking.
on a phone. But
Have you heard
typing and
about the
things like that.
eclipse of
So
the
I
sun?
can imagine that being
Sure,
a
I'm
bit
having
cumbersome.
party to
But
celebrate it. Drop by.
Really?
there are still some things on this,
Sure,
on the PC
plenty of
version, that
food,
are very
wine,
similar,
and
where they're
everyone's
pretty close.
invited,
And you
except
can't
the
get past
general.
it. Use your little finger, I guess.
What do you think of these panties?
Awesome. You wear them?
No. Someone sent them to my girlfriend.
Thoughtful.
I don't think there's anyone else. I'm not going to go into the police station just yet, and the other place. Let's just these two do something, don't they?
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Cuaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines.
I resent that comment. I'm a musician. It is a real job.
An hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Would either of you guys care for a biscuit?
A dog biscuit, senor?
Are you trying to insult us?
No, really. They're good.
We'll take your word for it.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
Have you seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
Sure, it's Tezcatlipoca. But it's only a little carving.
It brings death, senor. Death and destruction.
Seen this croissant?
What do you make of this little worm?
No
Not a
good.
worm, it's a croissant.
It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't? Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that.
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
What was the ship with the Condor
Tell me
flag
more.
carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the Condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
I also like the colour palette in this game as well. Just looking at the backgrounds and things like that. It's much sharper than the last one, the first one, and it just seems to be a bit high contrast, and I quite like it. It's a nice
Do you guys
palette,
know
nice to
anything
look
about
at.
a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
He's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
Okay. Well, I think we've talked to everybody outside that we can. We just got to go inside and do the things. I think it's a good place to save it. There. And we'll start again up next week, next Sunday. We'll do the next bit in the saga of George and Nico. So once again, thank you very much for joining me. I've really had like a lot of fun. I always have lots of fun doing playing Broken Sword and chatting with you and being a bit daft, being a bit silly. It's been really good, this one, especially the goat. Wow. That was something else. I've never ever would have thought to do that, so thank you. I love little things like that. So if you are aware of anything like that again, please let me know, because that was funny. And yeah, if you haven't already, please follow my channel. And if you have followed already and you think someone else might like it, give us a share. I really appreciate it. I really only do this for fun, to be honest. I do it because I enjoy it, and I thought, why not stream it? So yeah, 50 followers, become an affiliate. That would be nice, but not necessary. I just do it because it's good to do. So anyway, take care of yourselves, look after each other, and until next time, goodbye.